Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 11 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start off today with Jdub's team. He's got 460,000 MT, says he's probably got about 500k by the time I see it, and he's gonna have SGA, so that's fire. SGA starts at PG for him, which means James Harden can come off the bench. Paul George and Jaylen Brown, solid shooting guard duo. KD's elite at small forward. Brandon Ingram, I don't like. We'll get to him. Giannis, Chet, Wilt, Embiid. Good squad. With 500k as well, you already have Harden locked in. I don't know, bro. This is not a good recommendation, but it is at the same time. You're going to lose all your MT, but you should get LeBron. You really should, because getting LeBron will get you... you already have Harden, too. If you got LeBron, you would have Harden, PG, Bron, KD, Giannis, or Kareem. Probably, okay. What I'd probably do is actually Bron, SGA, PG, Bron, Giannis, Reem, and then off the bench you go Harden, JB, KD, Chet, Embiid, probably, and take Wilt and BI out of the lineup entirely. That's probably what I would do, honestly. I know it's a lot, but like you're getting such good value low key out of it. And you could also move Chet to you could move KD to the 4. You could put in a guy like Beasley if you wanted to for more offense. There's just so much versatility you'd have as well, because you already have KD. I don't know. I just think Braun with your team is like the best upgrade, because he's going to get you Kareem as well as the best center in the game. Next squad today comes in from Crops. He says he has no money spent and he's got 150,000. Oh no, sorry. He's only got 37,000 MT. He's got the 150k MT NJ though. Point guards are Maxey, Maravich, and Sean Livingston. This is a weird team for me, because Jared Vanderbilt and Embiid as your 4 and 5. I like that Bobby Portis card. I would 100% be using him over both Kevin McHale and Sean Bradley. Steve Smith is fine, but he's more of a shooting guard, although he can play small forward as well. I'm looking at this team and I'm trying to figure out, let's just pull up 2KDB and let's try to rebuild your lineup a little bit. You don't have a ton of MT, so it's going to make it a little bit tougher, but let's try our best. I think Pete Maravich is your best point guard. He's better than Tyrese Maxey. That Maxey card kind of sucks. Sean Livingston, a backup point guard for now, I think will work. Shooting guards, you had MJ, and at this point I almost think selling him is not that bad of an idea, but with the way your team is right now, I guess we keep MJ, and I'm sure you added him because you obviously wanted that card. Backup shooting guard, you don't really have... Hondo's actually not bad. We'll use Havlicek. I like his release. I think he's pretty good next to a taller point guard in Sean Livingston. I think that's actually fine. Yeah, you know what? Steve Smith can play backups. No, right now we're gonna leave Steve Smith as a backup small forward option. Starting small forward should probably be Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Vando can play power forward for you still. We'll fully Evo him. And you have Embiid unsellable as your center. That's an easy start as well. Now you need a couple more positions. And this, the only MT you've spent so far is on the Sharif Abdul-Rahim. So actually what you should probably do is this and get Harrison Barnes for that. This probably works better. So buy Harrison Barnes, buy Sharif, and then you need a center. And honestly, like Bobby Portis will work. Now with the team that you have, you don't have the MT to make big changes. Maybe, is there another option that's cheaper than like Harrison Barnes? And Sharif is so good. I almost think he's a big one. But as a whole, I think you do this. I think this is the lineup you build right now. You try to target anyway. And then at that point, you probably want to save for a guy like Cade Cunningham or a Michael Beasley or somebody like that who's going to be an 84,000 MT big upgrade. See what comes in season 3. Try to sack a little bit MT as this season is ending if you can. But this team is way, way better than this one. So that's what I will say for now. JJ has 200,000 MT, says he doesn't know if he should save MT or get somebody like Paul George. He also has Cade, Wilt, etc. And he's got SGA, B-Roy, Harden, Gordon Hayward. I mean, with this team being no money spent, this is a really, really good squad. I honestly think you should be saving for season 4, but you do need a third center option. If you're going to have Shaq off your bench, you need somebody who can potentially come in and stretch the floor in the event that Shaq is getting boxed. You said you have Cade and Wilt. I might just use Wilt over Shaq personally, because I like Wilt's defensive takeover better than Shaq's slashing take, and I like Wilt being able to shoot mid-ranges and free throws a little better than Shaq as well. So me personally, I would just run Wilt over Shaq. But then you still need that third center who can stretch the floor. I mean, it's the type of situation where honestly just go get that Anthony Davis. You got a couple more days on his grind. Make sure you go get that Anthony Davis before he expires. Go get that Amethyst Anthony Davis. Throw him as your third big, just so you have another big as an option, basically. And you can get him for free still. Although I think he might expire at the end of the day today, as y'all are seeing this video. So if you haven't yet, make sure you get that Anthony Davis. But yeah, I think he's the third big you need. Outside of that, I mean, Paul George would be an upgrade, no doubt, but he's not a huge upgrade over a guy like Gordon Hayward. And I think as a no money spent player, you've done a great job of building a very good team while staying no money spent and having a competitive level squad. I think right now you got to try to stack some MT as a whole for the most part towards season 3. Next team is Gunshi. He says he's making a last minute push for Shea. He's then stacking some MT. I mean, yes, SGA makes your team better. He replaces Curry. Take Curry out of your lineup entirely once you get SGA. I like that you have AD off at the end of your bench as an option to substitute in for Wilt. That's huge. Your small forwards are good. Your shooting guards are elite. Power forwards are elite, and centers are obviously very, very good as well. Giannis is an incredible card. This team is great. This is an awesome team. Doesn't have LeBron or Wilt, but it's an awesome squad, especially once you get SGA. I think honestly, big dubs. You definitely need to get SGA. He's going to be the biggest upgrade you could get for this team right now, literally. So I think that's a huge W. And I got to say, this team doesn't need a lot of work though. SGA definitely could plug in there. And then, I mean, small forward, you could potentially get a guy like Scotty Barnes or a Michael Beasley. I think they're both better small forwards than Joe Johnson, but I don't know. Stacking some MT isn't a bad idea either. Joe Johnson will hold the job down. Payton has no MT. Says he went broke. Bought MJ for the deal of the day. Team is good though. The problem is he needs a big. He doesn't have that third big. Even if it's a guy like Bobby Porter. Oh, he says JJJ. He has JJJ. Perfect. JJJ's got to be in your last 3 so that you can substitute him in for Wilt if you're getting paint sat on. Especially with a lineup like this. Also, you need to just run. Paul George needs to start. He's just better than Michael Jordan. I understand you're starting MJ because you want the offensive PG next to him. You want the spacing. I think you can get away with running MJ as your primary ball handler for the most part, or having D-Wade off the ball, or vice versa, and just trying to space the floor, running straight pick and pop with your bench and slashing to the rim the vast majority of the time with your guards, both MJ and D-Wade. And you can also save some MT for a point guard who is a better shooting option in the future. I'm sure you could definitely save some MT and work towards that. But I would start PG 100%, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. has to find a spot in this lineup. With no MT though, you just got to make sure you can save some MT and get some MT before season 3. You want to make sure you have at least 100,000 MT if possible going into season 3 so that you can buy that top value card that is probably going to be available on day 1 of the season. So with that, that's what I would recommend. And PG just has to go into starting lineup here. He's just significantly better than MJ. He's the best shooting guard in the game. He's got to have a spot. Tobba Clash has 200,000 MT, SGA, PG, AK, Jaren, and Wilt. Off the bench, he's got Cade, Embiid, AD, Rocco, and Dylan Brooks. 200,000 MT is enough to pick up a couple of options, though. I think shooting guard position is a tougher spot to find that guy, but small forward is not a tough spot. Michael Beasley's your guy. Go get him. Shooting guard, honestly, that Andre Roberson might be better than Dylan Brooks. That Emerald Andre Roberson might not be a bad option. 3-and-D, if you're looking for a better 3-and-D card, KCP's a better option than Dylan Brooks as well. There's just not that 84,000 MT incredible value amethyst at the shooting guard position the way that there is at small forward and point guard with Cade and Michael Beasley. But go get Michael Beasley, bring him off your bench at your small forward position, and then run a 3-and-D shooting guard. A guy like KCP or Andre Roberson, I think both would be upgrades over Dylan Brooks. And then you still are going to have over 100,000 MT going into season 3. Be good to have a third option as like a center as well. Potentially get a guy like Sharif Abdur-Rahim. I honestly think he's just better than AD if you want to spend a little more on T. Ruby Sharif Abdur-Rahim, backup backup power forward, I should say. He's got anchor on clamps. He's got silver. That card is awesome. Nobody is talking about Ruby Sharif Abdur-Rahim. He is an awesome card. He's legitimately better than AD, and then AD can just be your third big as an option to substitute in for Wilt if you want. I would start Embiid over Wilt personally as well. Just me. But as a whole, if you really like Wilt, go for it. But I definitely think Sharif Abdur-Rahim should be a good pickup, and then one of those 3-and-Ds, whether it's KCP or Roberson, are both super cheap, obviously. And then Michael Beasley, and there your squad will be basically set. Final team today comes in from Anthony. He's got 300,000 MT. This is one of those squads that basically has every card. You just got to figure out how to orient them. I will say having both Shaq and Wilt in your lineup is a bit redundant because they both do the exact same thing. Pick which one you like more and put them in there, and then substitute that other spot with somebody who might have a little bit more value to you. Maybe that's a more defensive small forward, somebody like an Andre Karolinko. Maybe that's a more offensive offensive small forward, somebody like a Michael Beasley, so you can slide KD to the 4. I personally think that having KD at the 4 off the bench with this lineup is not a bad idea at all, or even having KD at the 4, Kareem at the 5, Giannis off the bench, or maybe Giannis is at the 5, Kareem is off the bench, something like that. I don't mind starting Harden here. I just think this is a team where you just got to plug somebody else in. This is a huge flex squad, obviously, but you got to put somebody else in instead of Shaq or Wilt, in my opinion. And I think the construction could be done a little bit better as well. But I'm fine with Harden starting next to all the defense in your starting lineup. I think that's really good. And 300,000 MT is not going to buy you anybody right now who's going to make this team any better than it already is. So this is a great team. It's obviously a flex team, but I think it can be rearranged just a little bit, in my opinion. But with that being said, that is the last team of today's video. Let me know what y'all thought of the video in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.